What about Tokido?
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I think the age is catching up to some of these players, man. What is going on, guys? Fighting Game Select is back again. We are here today to talk about Street Fighter 6 and the EWC right now. I'm here to talk about it with jmcrofts. jmcrofts, how's it going, bro?
It's going good, man. Isn't it crazy? We're like just off the heels of Evo, and now we're gonna have like one of the other big tournaments happening so soon after. So I think this is gonna be maybe like the revenge match for some of these players. I don't know.
So, I want to go ahead and talk about the LCQ, the people who didn't qualify. Man,
Yeah.
like, right off the bat, we got Goichi, we got Finrich, we got NL, we got Fujimura, we got Daigo, Shin, Nemo, Fudo, Kaba, Momochi, Sako, all these like crazy players, Takeuchi, like, dude, all of these guys, bro, this is like only the first page.
And that's just the LCQ. So only 4 are getting in from that, right? Yeah, I mean the LCQ. It's starting to feel like this for every tournament that has an LCQ now. Where like the LCQ is like that's just like winning Evo right there, just to get through the LCQ, and then you have another tournament right after. So yeah, really crazy stuff.
Which of the characters that you think is going to do the best?
There is one character that I think is poised to assert dominance here in this tournament, and it's not just because of the location of the tournament, but I feel like it's Rasheed's time.
It's Rasheed time to win.
Rasheed is so OP right now,
Yeah.
and people are really starting to get good with him and really optimizing him. And all the best Rasheeds are going to be in there. Obviously, Big Bird, fresh off the second place, Heartbreaker at Evo, Gachi-kun with Rasheed. So I think Rasheed is probably my pick of like the character I think is most likely to take it all.
It's crazy because when you look at like the diverse, you got Oil King too. Like Oil King is back. You know what I mean? Like there's so many like Rasheeds that are not only good players, but like not only that he's a good character, but like the good players are out there too. So it's gonna.
I think people are kind of drawn to him because they're kind of recognizing that this character has the sauce, man. He's got that level 2. He's got, a good reversal. He's got high damage, mix up. Yeah, like this character is the truth.
Rasheed's a good choice. You know what character I think is going to do well, man? Because it's the old reliable, Mr. Never Can Go Wrong, Ken Masters, bro.
Yeah. And of course, Tokido and Angry Bird going to be playing Ken. The worst Shoto, right? Isn't that what people said?
Oh, yeah, the worst Shoto in Street Fighter 6 currently. Right now, it's the
crazy.
It's crazy how consistently bad he places, which is like top 8, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
A lot of the attention was on Ryu and Akuma in the latest patch, but like at the end of the day, Ken, he still takes you to the corner. And he still can abuse plus frames. Like, yeah, Ken just super solid.
Another question I want to go ahead and ask, man. Which character out of the list is going to do the worst that is qualified right now?
Something I was thinking about, there's actually like a decent amount of Blanca players at this tournament, right? But are the Blanca players still dooming? Are people still down on Blanca, or are we back to thinking that he's still like super OP?
So what's very interesting is that we looked at the top 32 character charts at Evo, and I think there were 6 Blancas.
Yeah, like Blanca is still getting represented, even though
how bad?
I think he ate some of the biggest nerfs from the last patch.
Yeah, life changing nerfs.
But I feel like Aki was one of the characters that surprised me by how she underperformed at Evo. Like there were 0 Akis in top 32.
Zero. Who is that character?
And now it seems like we have one in the World Cup, and it's just Hikaru, as far as I know.
Yeah.
And that's another character where like she got a million good buffs. On paper, she's seeming really, really strong. If she ever burns you out, she just wins the round.
Yeah, it's great.
But yeah, we haven't really seen the results yet. So that's another thing I'm going to be looking for. Like, can this character finally shine, or are Ken and Rasheed and Akuma just more consistent?
If I have to be honest, I think Aki might perform the worst. We just haven't got that expectation that we had with that character. That we, with the changes we read, we like, oh, this character should be doing well. We have not seen that.
Yeah, and I don't really get it either. I mean, she has bad reversal, which hurts. But other than that, and I guess like if you throw a bad fireball, you know, they have all the time in the world to get like a huge punish. So she has some downsides, but I just feel like on paper she's so strong. Another one that has also surprised me is Guile. Guile is another character that on paper I think is like super overpowered, but we didn't see that much Guile representation at Evo. There are a decent amount of Guiles here at the World Cup. Like there's Knuckle Dew and Kaba plays Guile in the LCQ.
Yeah.
So there's some, but yeah, it's another character where like I think Guile is arguably top 5, but we don't see him that much.
I think I don't know, man. You know, a lot of people said that it takes a specialist to play the character, but I'm thinking back in my head, I'm like, you know, all he does is throwing booms at me. Is there anything to specialize in? Am I saying something wrong? You know,
you do need the hard combos. That helps, especially like with his level 2 and stuff. You do kind of need those, but yeah.
Next thing I want to go ahead and ask you, man, who are you think is the 4 characters that are going to make the top 4 LCQ?
Well, I'm gonna go full bias. And
Okay, go ahead.
I want Daigo to make it because I think Daigo is one of those players where like, you know, sometimes he's just off and like sometimes, you know, Daigo just gets washed, but sometimes Daigo locks in, and this could be a good opportunity for Daigo to lock in and make top 4.
It's funny because Daigo used to be like the praise all guy, and now Daigo tournament results is just mad random. Like I just never know when he's going to like activate on, you know?
I also like Fudo.
Okay, that's a very good pick.
Past that, it's a little tricky. One I was kind of thinking about was Mr. Crimson.
That's
one of the strongest players from the EU. And I think, you know, even though Dawson didn't really get buffs in the big patch, I still think Dawson's a threat. And I think he matches up well against the Shotos. Obviously, there's a lot of Shoto players. So I could see that happening.
If that happens, that would be crazy. Like
I would be hype as someone who plays a lot of Dawson, but I could see that happening. And then I guess for my last pick, actually Dual Kevin might be a good one.
Dual Kevin is a great pick.
Dual Kevin is also someone who just has the capability to totally lock in and like, you know, beat out players who on paper you're like, oh, like, you know, some of the best players in the game, Dual Kevin can you know make upsets against. So I think that could be let's go with that for my 4th pick. But there is another factor that comes into play with a
jet lag.
Like this.
Jet lag.
I was just about to say jet lag, and then like home field advantage as well.
Bro, no one talks about how broken jet lag is, bro.
And I feel like NA players, we're not used to it either. You know, the stereotype is real that NA doesn't travel as much as the other regions, so it could catch some of them off guard for sure.
You know, sometimes it's best for us to stay home.
I'll be the peanut guy.
Yeah, you know. All right, look. So my 4, I'm gonna go with Shin. I think Shin has been very consistent. He recently won War Warrior 2, so obviously he's been really good. And because you got Fudo, I'm not gonna pick Fudo. I'm gonna pick Momochi.
Okay, yeah, another OG.
Yep. And this one's gonna be crazy, but safe.
Okay.
From Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, Safe from Canada is actually that dude. Like, he probably doesn't know that I watch him. But this dude is actually crazy, bro. This is, I don't know what it is in the waters in Canada. I don't know what it is, bro. Ever since Deadpool has been, you know, popping off and like that, bro, Canada just been popping off, dude, and Street Fighter, everything. Nobody talks about him, but I think he's one of the dominant players in the world right now.
I like you. You know, you're representing the OGs with Fudo, Momochi, and then you got the new school as well.
Yeah, you know, I gotta mix it up, bro. I can't be biased.
Not to get off to regress our topic here, but there's one character we haven't talked about who might be an unexpected threat here. What do you think about Zangief right now?
I think Zangief is broken.
I'm kind of coming around.
I think Zangief. Dude, what's that Japanese player that was dominating? Apparently, he's coming. But if he shows up, that's my pick, bro. Because, I think Geef is broken, dude. I think.
Obviously we have Itazan as well, and even is Mena gonna pick Geef? I saw Mena's been learning Geef.
I think honestly, you know what's crazy, bro? I have a gut feeling that Mena's gonna play Luke and Blanca at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, you got to stick with what you know, right?
Yeah, but you know, I think because he's the heart of a champion, so I think he's gonna be like, bro, I came all this far, I'm gonna win this, and I think he's gonna win it, bro. You know?
That would be sick. That would be yet another feather in the cap of Mena, who's obviously had one of the most consistent careers in SF5 and 6.
Now, this is a real good question right here that I'm gonna ask you. Who are your top 8 picks?
Okay, the top 8. So I think Mena is a given, right?
Yeah.
And I think Punk is probably a given too. I mean, I know that winning one tournament doesn't always mean you're gonna win the other one, but
Nah,
coming fresh off the Evo win, like it's got to be Punk.
I think there's been a history of players winning consistently right after they won Evo.
Right, like coasting on the momentum.
And I think Punk is one of the players that can definitely coast to coast on that momentum. So I got Punk in top 8.
Yeah, okay. So we got 2 from NA. I'm also gonna say both birds.
Yep. I think
not only are they strong players, but they have home field advantage as well. They're not gonna be as jet lagged.
Yep. I got Phenom.
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Yeah, because you know Phenom, I'm telling you, he's like Dual Kevin. His name is always on the paper.
Yeah.
Like anytime you look at results, Phenom is there.
Okay, I could see it. What about Tokido?
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. You know, I think the age is catching up to some of these players, man.
Listen, I didn't say it. Tokido, if you hear this, it wasn't me.
I'm a big fan of Tokido, but you know, I'm also a big fan of reality. And sometimes we gotta look in the mirror and we gotta ask ourselves, man, are you gonna put all your heart on a player that is, you know, hitting 40? I don't know, man.
Come on.
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. You know.
Okay, what about Gachi-kun then? If we're gonna get a Japanese player, what about Gachi-kun?
You know, if I had to think of a Japanese player, yeah, I think Gachi-kun would be the guy, to be honest. Especially Rasheed.
Broken character, strong player.
I gotta give Gachi-kun and I gotta say Chris Wong.
Okay, that's another one where, like, yeah, Chris Wong, not a name that's in, like, all the conversations, but obviously at Capcom Cup, Chris Wong, like, really performed well, right?
Yeah, and my dark horse pick for top 8, Knuckle-Doo.
I would love to see it. Knuckle-Doo is another one where I feel like he's like a heart player, don't you think? Like, that's what people say about Daigo.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes Knuckle-Doo is just in it, you know, and really does amazing. So that would be sick.
You know, another thing about Knuckle-Doo too is that he always do well in invitationals.
Yeah, that would be hype. I would get hype for that. So that would be three NA players in top 8 if it would be Mena, Punk, and Knuckle-Doo.
Yep. And if I had to choose one of the people from the LCQ, I'm picking Safe.
Wow. Okay. If I had to go one from the LCQ, I would probably go Fudo.
That's fair. Man, Safe is crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And now, the real last question is, who do you think is gonna win out of all of this? My pick, Evo champion, dog.
You think Punk? I mean, obviously that's a safe pick.
It's very safe. I mean, a lot of people thought I was crazy when I called out grand finals. I said that I think it's going to be, ideally, I said in a good timeline, I think it's going to be Big Bird versus Punk in grand finals.
And you know what I'm going to say? I think that Big Bird is going to win.
You know, that's okay. Because
I think it would be really amazing if we get the run back as grand finals.
If Big Bird wins, bro, I think that would be like the most greatest clapback ever, bro.
Yeah, I think if we could get Big Bird versus Punk grand finals, no matter who wins, yeah, I think that would be super sick. I mean, I think that, again, Big Bird is playing who I would consider potentially the best character in the game, and at least like a character who can, you know, scam wins. Rasheed is one of those characters where you're never out of the game because his comeback potential and like his ability to control neutral is so strong. And Big Bird probably won't be as jet lagged, which could come into play. Although, by the time it gets to top 8, I'm sure that'll be less of a problem.
Right.
And then also, I have to wonder, sometimes if you lose a big loss like that at Evo, like a real heartbreaker loss,
you just never bounce back, huh?
Yeah, sometimes that motivates you. Sometimes that like crushes people and they have a hard time coming back from it. But sometimes that's the motivation that you need.
Do we have our both picks?
Yeah, we'll have to revisit and see who was. Wouldn't it be funny if neither Puck or Big Bird makes top 8? But they probably will. But
honestly,
hopefully one of us can be right.
Honestly, with all these players that is like watching, it doesn't like whoever makes top 8, we're gonna get some good matches.
Yeah. I mean, the number of top players is just unbelievable. So yeah, it's gonna be a crazy weekend.
Yep. And with that being said, man, thank you so much for coming here, man. Where can they find you, JMCroft?
YouTube.com/jmcrofts. That's about it.
You guys let me know in the comment section below who is your top 8, which character you think is going to do the best, and which character you think is going to do the worst. And make sure you leave a like. See ya.